A very good morning to you. Welcome to the Wednesday shave. Thank you, Mrs. H. How are you doing? Hope you've had a good shaves yourself and you're in good health. That's the main thing, as always. So, bit of another throwback shave this to stuff. Well, some things are not available. Well, how many? Oh no, I think the soap's available. This razor, Boots the Chemist. Their own razor. Can't get them there anymore. 3-piece, very inexpensive, head heavy, hollow plastic handle. Had a bit of a, well, not aggressive, bit of a bite to this one. If you wanted this, the similar razor, almost identical, would be the Gillette 7 o'clock today. So that's what I'm going to use. These are about £3, £4 in money to buy when you could get them. Because Boots the Chemist were very, in regards to shaving soap and razors, sort of sporadical, if you like, when they had them in stock. So when they had them, I used to buy 2. Right, and we're going to use one of these brand new Personna Platinum Chrome. These are the same blade as the red, really, but in the blue. So I'm going to place that on the head. That's what the head looks like. Yeah, very inexpensive razor. A lot of overhang to be aware of, if you can see it. That's that. Brush is going to be the Yaqi 22mm cola bottle synthetic brush, and this is the lid. I'm blooming the soap. This is Boots, if you can see it. Boots for Men shaving soap. Comes in its own bowl. I'm blooming it. I'll use the water as a pre-shave. Nice scent, and that's it. And I've got something to show you after. Right, we'll rinse off the face and we'll get going. I was going to use a bit of shaving oil in this, but I'm not going to bother. Right, let me just I think you can still buy the soap. You can buy it in sticks, which I've got, or this soap in its own sort of tub, its own bowl. In the shops, maybe if you're lucky, but I think online it's more sort of guaranteed. That's lovely. That's a nice scent. This is another soap my dad used in later years. So that's it. So the hard puck, it's nice and wet now. That'll aid the lathering process. So we'll wet the brush. Give it a good old soak. 3 flicks. So it's wet, but it's not dripping. You've got to grip this a bit because it's a bit wibbly. Oh, it's not too bad. A bit wibbly wobbly. So I really just gathering the soap off this puck. It's too shallow to create a lather, really. So we'll do that on the face, and we can always go back to this puck if we need it. Bit of water. You might think, God, you use a lot of these inexpensive soaps, and we've got all these choices now, and Yeah, and we're very lucky. But this is what shaving was in my sort of youth, you know, like sort of my father, my grandfather. These are the type of products they use, so it's a good memory for me. It's a good, how I was introduced into it, and it's just keeping those memories alive, really. So, boot to the chemist, 3-piece, non-adjustable, with a Personna platinum blade, brand new. Boot to the chemist, shaving soap. Here we go. Yeah, nice little razor. Nice scent strength. 3.5 maybe. Very pleasant scent. It's a very typical of the 80s, really, 90s. Sort of a, how do you describe it? Sort of a slight woodiness, musky, manly, nice scent, but also I think how a lot of soaps smelt then, the standard sort of shaving soaps. We just didn't have the choices then, as we have now. Very lucky now. So it's nice, we've got all these artisans. We have high-end companies, old companies, all the tailors and G. Trumpers, D.R. Harris, your florists, all sorts of stuff. All these names, but it's good to keep these alive, you know, these for me, you might be different. You might have been brought up quite posh, you see, and your father used a lot of florists. Who's your father? Prince Charles? King Charles, sorry. Very sorry about that, your royal scrumptiousness. I forgot to use a bit of... Right, so we've not been back to the... We've not been back to the soap yet, so... Keeping clean, yeah. I don't know if you can see the gap on that. Oh my, it's blurred, I don't know if I can see or not, but... nice. Across the growth. On this fine Wednesday shave so far. Weather's still fine. It was slightly colder yesterday. It was only about 20. Uh, 20C obviously. Cool breeze. It was nice. Still nice, but we've had some beautiful weather. I think it said we're going to have a heat wave again, and then the weather might break a bit, so we'll see. But it's been good, really nice. Nice this. It's a standard Gillette, it's slightly more aggressive than that. Much lighter than that as well in weight. But so far, that's doing a good job. And this soap's a few years old, you know. I think we will gather a bit more. Don't need a lot. That'll do. Head to the tap, flash it under, and then back in business. Yeah, so as I say, if you wanted one of these razors now, you'd have to really get the Gillette 7 o'clock razor, which is more or less the same thing. Maybe a different curve here and there on the, but it'll certainly shave the same. Right. It's warm. Right, here we go. Against the growth, made a right bodge up of that. Against the growth, here we go. Mrs. H, and says thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. We had a lovely Sunday lunch in a place called PaulHFilms, which is near a place called Bala, B-A-L-A, North Wales. Oh, beautiful place. If you follow me on Instagram, I think I put a few, I put a sort of a reel up, didn't I? Showing that's the first time I tried caviar. Beautiful. I enjoyed it. And we had champagne on arrival. I had a smoked salmon starter with caviar. Mrs. H had like a pea soup with leeks type thing. And then I had a roast beef. It was rump roast beef. Sunday lunch with homemade Yorkshire puddings. He's a Michelin starred chef there. And Mrs. H had some sort of tomato and basil dish as a main. And we had a panna cotta with a homemade shortbread biscuit on the top and gold leaf. So I've said we've had champagne, caviar and gold. Just a bit on there. Yeah, we like it there. Yeah. Right, what time is it now? 3, 2, 1. Pickup time, baby! Woohoo! Right, pickup time. Just get the... That's the sound you want. That's beautiful. I thought I had overdone here. Going so well as well. Hear that noise? Oh, I won't do it now. Just a touch. And that's it. We'll have a cold water rinse. Oh, that's lovely. And then I'll show you something. That is nice. Oh. That is nice. Plain and simple. So inexpensive is no problem. Humphrey's witch hazel, which I put some sandalwood in, essential oils, so that goes well, that type of scent with this soap. Wonderful. What do you think, sir? Yes, damn fine. The scent, isn't it? Right. You haven't heard of him for a while, have you? He was in Palais Hall. He owns half of it. Freshwood, Boots the Chemist, Freshwood Aftershave. Lovely. Oh, that's the, yeah, oh yeah. That's that. And then the matching Freshwood Aftershave Balm. A little bit will do you. That'll do. It's too much really. That's lovely. Importance on the neck as well. There you go. So if you remember, we lost poor Alice not so long ago. Big loss in this house, and there's a big gap in our lives really. But we had a photograph of her. I think I've shown it in one of the, when she died on here, a little clip, a couple of clips at the end of the video. But a friend of ours, or Mrs H's friend really, she's an artist, and she said, I'll paint her for you, and she did. And there it is, if you can see it. Very clever lady. Hope you can see that, have you? She was sitting on the, that's it, sitting on a cupboard one day, and beautiful. So that's in the front room, because this cupboard's downstairs. So that's hanging in the front room, so very kind that. So I don't know, she doesn't watch these videos, but thank you, Sarah. Look at this, I did 2 little. Well worth it, I've enjoyed that. So what we used, Boots the Chemist for men, shaving soap in the tub. Put the lid back on that. We've used Boots the Chemist D-Razor, their own sort of brand, which they, well, it was labelled as their own. As I say, the equivalent today is the Gillette 7 o'clock. The Yaqi 22mm cola bottle handle brush, lovely brush, works well as it always does. The Personna Platinum brand new blade, that's a lovely blade for me. We've rinsed with Humphrey's witch hazel, which I've put sandalwood in. Freshwood Aftershave from Boots. and Freshwood Aftershave Balm, and that's it. I'll leave you to it. So thanks again for all your support and for your kind comments, and as I say, especially last week with the birthday wishes, she really enjoyed reading them. And thank you very much for it, and I thank you for joining me, for your support, for your kindness. We almost know each other, just that we haven't met, that's all, only through the screen maybe. But have a great rest of the week. Good shaves if you haven't any. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you on Sunday for the weekend shave. Look forward to seeing you. All the best, and bye bye. And bye bye from Alice.